Hey, New Year, who dis?
This would be me.
Who is you?
Me would be me.
Who is I?
That's way too existential for this.
You is me?
is this that movie Soul, or is this like, are you popping up like in Steve Trevor's body now?
Maybe, but who is on first?
I don't know. What's on second?
None of this makes any sense. Let's start the show.
Absolutely. What's going on, y'all? We are the Cinefanatics. This is the tagline. It is Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. Central Time. Oh my God, look at that. We are back in
Blue.
our regular setup.
Oh.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've done this. What is going on, everybody in the chat? Oh, I am eager for tonight.
Are you now?
I am. Because we get to talk about new stuff. We're in a new year. Happy New Year, everybody. I know, like, we said that on Twitter and stuff, and I know technically we're like 5 days, almost 1 week into this new year, but
It's a Tuesday, and we do this on a Tuesday, so that's where Tuesday fell.
you know what? They chose not to have New Year on a Tuesday this year. I mean, that's their fault.
Look, who's they?
Them.
Those people.
What's on first?
Those,
No, what's on second?
you as I.
Who's on first?
What?
Yeah. Anyways, third base. So
So starting off, we're going to talk about Cobra Kai. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to
sorry, Vernon.
We're not going to. Vernon in the chat saying, don't talk about Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
We won't.
So right off the bat, so we see Camshaft there with Happy New Year's, Adam Brothers. Let's do this. # Draft Cinefanatics. Thank you, Camshaft. What's up, Vernon?
Did you just make the same mistake everybody makes and call us Adam Brothers?
Probably. I'm so used to my own name. That
My name is Chris Adams, and he's Adam Adams.
I'm Adam Adams. Roca. Anyways.
John Roca.
I love Roca. Roca's so awesome. For other reasons too, but nothing about that.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, none at all. What's going on, Vernon? Hey, Tyler. Brandy's in the chat. Hey, Brandy.
Brandy!
Thank y'all for being here. This is gonna be a big episode. We got a lot to announce and talk about. So, one of the things that I want to do right off the bat here, before we start like our normal, like, how are you doing? How was your week? Yada yada yada. We got a new setup here. I know this is this might be like not familiar to people who've been watching the tagline the past couple of weeks because we've been doing it StreamYard. But what is am I a little blurry? Ooh, look, we could zoom out. Nice.
Nah, you're just a little huge.
Are you calling me fat?
Yes.
Look at this on live air, fat shaming your brother.
Yes, but here's the truth. If you could lose weight just like that with unzooming a lens, wouldn't you do it?
That's true. What's that weight loss program you're on? Unzooming.
Unzooming.
There's a diet program right there, diet exercise. So are you on the Unzoom? I sure am. Just pull the camera back.
The meal schedule is a little bit weird. There isn't one.
There's no meals here. Just this drink is of choice, whatever. I'm gonna make a joke about that later.
Yeah, I looked down earlier while you were using the restroom away, and I was like, he really bought one of those, didn't he? All right.
I'll make a joke about it here in a second if y'all remind me.
They have no idea what you're talking about, so
I know, and it's gonna be a good joke.
I'll have to remind you.
Yeah. PC, Alex Shashek, what's going on? Thank y'all for being here.
Look at these wonderful people joining us.
No, thank
you so
y'all for
much.
being here. This is awesome.
You guys are the best.
You really love me. So yeah, what I was saying, the first new setup we got here is I have officially switched us, those of y'all who are familiar with streaming, from regular OBS to OBS StreamYard. What does that
Streamlabs.
mean? Streamlabs. Yeah, everything streams something.
Streamlabs OBS.
What does that mean?
He switched us to something he doesn't know the name of.
Yeah. The first thing that means is now we have the ability to do this.
There it is.
Look, we got the donation goal on the screen. Also, if you donate, whether you donate through Streamlabs or through Super Chat, we also have the awesome, cool little alerts that pop up. We do not have the Schmobot.
It says 23 hours to go because the setup is weird for that thing.
Yeah, I set up just a quick donation thing for it. So, yeah. So if you're not subscribed to us, if you subscribe, you'll see an alert. If you donate to the Streamlabs or the Super Chat, you'll see different alerts for each one. So y'all feel free to play with that throughout the stream tonight, because we actually are trying to hit a donation goal. There's stuff that we are actually trying to add to this channel. One of the first ones I know that I really want to do is a new computer setup for this. Y'all can't see it, but we're using my iMac that's typically in my bedroom that I work off of, and I have to bring it out here every single night we do the show from out here.
It's at least part of the reason, a very small part of the reason why we've been doing it from StreamYard, just to kind of reduce the amount of how many times it's got to be moved. Also because I physically couldn't move from this chair, which you'll notice that this is brought out here.
Yeah, for the support.
So there's that, but yeah. Ooh, look, Hamstruck in the super chat first.
Did it do a? Oh, yeah, it's usually like delayed on it. So
is it gonna count for stream or super chats?
There's one for the super chat and there's one for the StreamYard. There it goes. Hey, look at the fun coupons there.
Fun coupons.
We got fun coupons, guys.
Now we don't hear that.
Yeah, we don't hear it because we're not wearing headphones and have that set up. So.
New year, and we're figuring out the technology on the air.
Absolutely. Yep, that's how this works. So, yeah. So we've got the... That is awesome. I love how this is set up. Thank you, Hamstruck, for that, by the way. It didn't add it to the donation bar, though. That's weird.
We have to manually think about that.
Okay. Anyways, we're all going to play with this as we all go. So, new year, new us. Let's have fun with this. So is the 200 what you need?
Is that what you said it is?
Is it 200? This is really tiny.
No, it's 100.
Okay, yeah, it's 100.
Yeah.
No, I just threw 100 out because I'm trying to. I want to do like a reasonable number. I'm not sitting here like, hey, by the way, guys, we need to reach $1 million in this one stream. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 during it. Like,
yeah.
I'm not trying to be like blow myself out of proportion here. So, you are free to hit over 100% if you would like, though. But I was just trying to start with like a reasonable number to begin with. So,
fair.
yeah. So right off the bat, that's some of the changes that we've got to this. How was your week?
It's been fun. I mean, everybody who's a regular viewer knows the pain and the struggles that I've been going through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going actually to see a physical therapist tomorrow to start asking some questions and figure out what the routine for physical therapy looks like. Hopefully that solves my issues, because I pulled something recently back there, and it's been like doubling the amount of pain and stuff that I've been in lately. So again, why we brought this chair out tonight instead of me sitting in the normal one I have over here.
Yeah.
Because I got this nice little pillow I can lean up against. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been. New year, I'm kind of pumped up and excited, not only just for what we're doing here on the channel, but other stuff that I can potentially also bring up slightly on here as I'm working on it as well. So that stuff obviously to come later. But
I know one of the things that you've done lately. I don't know if this has been. I guess this has been. Yeah, it has been within the past week, I believe. You edited the Among Us 24-hour Among Us stream for Ben Goddard.
Would you like me to say what that is?
Blah, 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 blah. You edited blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I edited a video for Ben Goddard over on his channel. Just some clips from his 24-hour birthday stream that he did, playing Among Us with Dan Merle and whatnot. So that was a fun little edit. Knocking out. We're doing some other stuff for him as well.
So I will tell you, with the exception of being your brother. Oh, thanks, Rachel.
Rachel,
look at that. Oh, that's cool. With the mask, with the money. I thought that one was a good one.
Go Cinefanatics over on the Streamlabs.
That is awesome. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
With the aside of being your brother.
Uh-oh.
What?
Cam says our words and lips are not in sync.
That's to be expected. Oh, okay. I'll try to figure out how to do that here in a second. I've seen like the other people who do edits of Among Us, like specifically the Jacksepticeye YouTube videos of Among Us, and I think the quality level is right up there with it. I think you did just as well on that. If y'all haven't seen it, go over to Ben Goddard's YouTube channel and just look up. It's the thumbnail is Ben Goddard and Dan Murrell. Just go look that up because it is fantastic. It is great. I absolutely love it. Rachel says the bar works. Your words and lips are not in sync. Oh, that's like your live streamer's like worst nightmare right there. Trying to figure that out. As for me, I've just been busy working. Here's the thing. Me personally, there's a lot of stuff I have to talk about, but the thing that I have to talk about is what we're going to be doing tonight is talking about this stuff. So, I will kind of save my stuff, like what I'm doing, for later. Because it's going to pop up as we talk more about like what's going on with this channel. Those of y'all watching right now, again, like channel updates and stuff.
There, that goal just got blasted. Thank you so much, Vernon. Oh my gosh. That's huge, dude. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Vernon.
Bro.
Nice.
Thank you, man. Oh my gosh, that is big. That is big.
Guys, this is gonna be a good night. So right off the bat, the joke I was making earlier, just for funsies, because I knew it was gonna be a fun night, I decided to crack open one of these bad boys.
Please don't hit me in the face with that.
I'm not hitting anyone in the face with it. It's also like more than halfway gone, so it's probably not that useful. Well, it's like this is like maybe like what, like less than half a clip.
I guess I have a weak face, so don't hit me with that.
Those of y'all familiar with the current what's going on with Twisted Tea?
Yeah,
fantastic. Look it up on Twitter if you don't know. It's awesome. That's not what we're reacting to tonight.
Anyway,
beside the point, Twisted Tea is pretty good though.
While we were working on seeing if you can get us all synced up.
Yeah, I don't know how to change that while we're going live.
Yeah, we'll see if we can. If not, maybe you guys just pretend you're listening to us on audio only.
Everyone just close your eyes and just listen to us.
It's probably better. You don't have to look at our faces.
We'll turn this into an ASMR.
No.
Listen to the beautiful waves of our voices.
I disagree. That is not going to happen.
Hey, we got Eric Nerdchronic in the chat.
Eric.
And Andres in the chat. I would say, like, those of y'all in the chat that have been following us, we got to give it up for Eric here, because we have been busily promoting the Yodi for Chronic. Busily? I'm making up words. You know, I blame it on the Twisted Tea.
So do I.
We've been promoting the Yodi for Chronic. Didn't know that there were going to be rules or like changes set up for that. Basically,
he's the Yodi in our hearts.
Yeah, definitely. His work over this past year on the movie Trivia Schmodown has helped inspire me to do more. I've done like a little bit of promo work for like us and other channels and stuff. I want to keep doing that because that was so much fun. So thank you, Eric Nerdchronic, for everything that you've done for the Schmodown. Apparently they don't do the Yodi for behind the scenes players, but you definitely get like our Yodi. So heart.
We'll design something and print it out, and you can put that up on the shelf behind you as your Yodi award.
Yeah, from the Cinefanatics.
From the Cinefanatics.
So, let's see what else we got here on the notes.
That reminds me, we need to get a printer. New goal.
Yeah. If y'all have any questions or comments, feel free to like drop. I'm pretty sure y'all are familiar with the Streamlabs and Super Chat by now. Patreon. We've made changes to the Patreon lately. There's new tiers. There's new things that we have on there. There's some new stuff that's popping up there very soon.
On Patreon?
Yeah.
There's new stuff popping.
Well, no, the stuff's on Patreon, but I mean the stuff is like
There's new tiers. Everything on Patreon has been updated. If you go check it out,
Words.
there's new tiers and stuff for you to look at and stuff to check out on Patreon.
I mean,
already.
like our videos, like we have essentially like live hangs and live quizzes that are going to be going live this month. Like I've already got preliminary scheduling done for it for this month. So
provided I survive physical therapy.
yeah, that's why I called it
Ow.
preliminary. Always leave yourself an out, folks. That's what I'm trying to say.
Speaking of, ow.
So please go over, hop on Patreon. This channel is going to be growing. I can't think of the word now.
This channel's going to be
Very
growing, guys.
huge this year.
Bigly.
Bigly, very bigly this year. And all the help support is going to be great.
That word sponsored by our current president.
Ugh. That actually sounds like George W. Jr. whatever. That sounds like a word he would do.
It does. It does sound like
Bigly.
the bigification of.
The bigification.
It's the bigification.
Anyways, yeah, channel. So we got channel updates and stuff, new shows that we're going to be talking about, channel changes.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit later. Let's cover some movie news first and a couple of things closing out 2020. Real quick, movies watched. What did you watch over this past week?
I actually finally watched a new movie this time. New to me.
Mm-hmm.
A new to me movie. Bigly #Bigly for Cinefanatics. Wonderful. Anyway, I watched a new movie.
A joke came to mind, and I'm not going to make it on.
Thank you.
This is a family-friendly channel.
Appreciate it.
That pretty much covers the joke, anyways.
Yeah, I watched Enemy of the State for the first time, which that is a movie I hadn't seen before. Will Smith, Gene Hackman. Really good. It's like a cat and mouse thriller.
Yeah.
Basically, Will Smith's character being trapped in something that he didn't ask for, a situation involving politicians doing some dirty behind-the-scenes stuff that people in public office should not be doing, but probably do in real life, and we just don't really ever hear about it. No horror, Andres. I don't do horror. You know this, you goofball. Anyway.
And you know this, man.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. It's nice to do like a throwback to like a 90s movie every now and then, because some of the whole intro sequence is like a very, like while they're doing the castle and everything, it's very 90s, like, oh, government intel stuff is happening. I was like, okay, this feels like a movie I should have seen like 2 decades ago.
I love 90s like schlocky action movies like that. Oh, they're so good.
But it reminded me of like what a treasure Gene Hackman was as an actor. Like, I'm sad that, obviously he's too old to continue doing stuff now.
He's retired.
He's retired. He's done. And man, did he leave like a good body of work behind.
He went out on that Welcome to Mooseport bang. Just
okay, well, good body of work except for that one. Anyway, if your last movie is done with Ray Romano,
not everyone has to love Raymond. Just saying.
he's a good comedian. Anyway. Yeah. Rest in peace, Tony Scott. Yeah, that was a Tony Scott movie too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really good one. The end of that movie, if you guys haven't seen it, it's very Quentin Tarantino in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
It's not. It wasn't like over the top, but it was over the top.
Yeah.
At least for what you expected in that movie, which is very Quentin Tarantino. Because like lately, his movies have been super like over the top at the very end. You kind of expect there to be like a big bang finish for those movies where everything just gets hyper violent or what have you. So that was a lot of fun. But other than that, the movie was actually just really good. Jon Voight, Gene Hackman, Will Smith, and everybody else in Hollywood.
Yeah. So going through mine, adding to the 90s action movies, I watched on New Year's Eve going into New Year's Day, I watched Executive Decision. Like, I was so engrossed by this movie, I completely forgot that it was turning midnight. And I just looked down at my watch at like 12:02. I'm like, oh, it's no longer that crappy year we all managed to make it through.
As much as 2020 deserves.
Yeah. Just forget that it exists. Just, I mean,
Not even giving you a proper goodbye.
I mean, if the pandemic was done and we were all able to be like out in the streets without masks, oh, we would so be there. Absolutely. Even my cat's saying that she would be there.
Be celebrating like the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, Yub Nub with Yub Nub.
You can do Yub Nub.
I will do Yub Nub. I love Yub Nub.
I'm not gonna tell you can't do Yub Nub. The rest of us will do the special editions ending because I grew up with it and like it better.
Yeah, whatever. Weirdo.
Bite me.
No. I don't know where this comedy bit was going. Anyways, so I also watched for the first time. This is Spinal Tap. What a glorious movie that is. That movie is so good. That movie is beyond 10 and cranked up to 11. Yeah, and that's the same joke everyone makes, I know. Crocodile Dundee, which that one was good. I actually was quite pleased by that movie.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah, that's a Twisted Tea. Yeah,
gotta show the label. Sponsored.
King of Staten Island. That was a good movie.
Yeah, that's a 2021 that needed to be caught up on.
I will probably be talking about that in a little bit as well, so I'm going to skip talking about it right now.
I haven't seen it yet, so I will not be talking about that one.
Ed Wood. So I did the thumbnail for Video Drew's Cinema Bias, which is going on right now, for Ed Wood. I was like, you know what? I've never seen that. I will watch that movie. So I watched it, and it was really good. I really liked that's probably up there, I would say, as one of my favorite Tim Burton movies, actually. I will have to, unfortunately, go back and watch Cinema Bias later to see what Alex and Video Drew had to say about it. But and then last night I finished Strange Brew with what's his name? The Rick Moranis and the guy from Wendy's.
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas, yeah. It's not the same guy, but his name is Dave Thomas.
Oh.
It's a movie based off a SCTV skit, and it's pretty good, eh? Exactly, Lola. She had to voice her opinion on that also. Anyway, so I cranked out like a bunch of new movies.
She really waited till we started shooting to exactly become a brainless cat, didn't she?
Yes, Camshaft. All of those are first viewings. So, if y'all can follow my letterbox. The link is down in the description. And you'll see, like, if I rewatch a movie, I might mention it on there that I've rewatched it. But typically the ones I'll mention will all be first viewings. What I need to do is actually go through and start actually typing up a review on there as well.
Yeah. Are we still out of sync?
We're probably still out of sync. Jeez.
I don't know what her problem is.
She is extremely vocal tonight. PC dropped $5. 2020 found the Cinephilex so not all bad. I mean, yeah.
There you go.
I like that.
And we found PC, so
let me see.
Aha, we're quicker than the
fun
alert.
Coupons. Yeah.
We're faster than the alert. Take that, Streamlabs. You can't.
Fun coupons.
Not only are we faster than your alerts, we're faster than your ability to match our voices with our lips.
Anyways, moving on. Let's get started with a little bit of movie news. There hasn't been much as we go through.
We have exactly 2 stories.
Yeah, as we go through like the holiday season, there's not much movie news, which is to be expected. That typically that is how it works every year. That everyone just like, let's not announce anything. But apparently they announced a movie, a Rubik's Cube movie. I'm confused by this, both by the cube and a movie. Yes.
Wow.
She might want some food. She's a cat.
Did you not feed her?
I haven't fed her yet.
That might be the problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they announced a Rubik's Cube movie, which we know nothing about. We even looked at the story, and all they said is a movie about Rubik's Cube is being produced.
Like, is this so? That was the thing. Like, they talked about that there was going to be a movie of Tetris being made, and it's more, that movie is more of like the history of how the game Tetris came to be. I'm wondering if this is going to be like, how was the Rubik's Cube invented, or are they actually trying to do some kind of a fictional world where like the Rubik's Cube is like the Tesseract from Avengers, and the Rubik's Cube is the savior of all known man?
I gotta admit, for poops and giggles, I would really like it to be the latter.
Yeah. Hamshock said they made all 3 of them already: Cube, Hypercube, and Cube Zero. That's good.
Nailed it.
I mean, that would have been funny. And this isn't like a spoiler for Cube if you haven't seen it. Cube is a really good puzzle movie, kind of like it's like an escape room mixed with Saw. So if y'all are kind of if that sounds intriguing, check out Cube. Also check out the Cinema Bias, because I know that Cube was like their first one that they did. So check that out. But that would have been funny if like at the end of Cube they pulled out and the whole cube actually was a Rubik's Cube, and you're like, and that tracks. That makes sense.
Why couldn't we get all of one side colored correctly?
The whole time trying to figure out how to get out of it, and I could have colored the one side.
I'm sorry, guys. I got no Rubik's Cube jokes.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't joke about a Rubik's Cube. It's pretty serious. The only thing that we looked at, so we're looking into like who's backing this Rubik's Cube movie. Good Lord, Cat. I might have to go.
Can y'all hear her? Yeah, you're gonna have to go feed her right now.
Can y'all hear her on the mic? Because she's like super loud.
Go feed her.
Lola,
go. Tell you what, we're done with that.
Riff a little bit.
Yeah, we got some studios who are producing it and stuff.
Hyde Park Entertainment.
Hyde Park Entertainment's producing it. All that. They did Machete in that other movie. Good job. We're professionals over here. We really are. I'm gonna move on to the next news story because I've got it. Or I might just wait for him to get back and then. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Ghost Rider: Spirits of Vengeance. So this is the production company that backed Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance and Machete, which Machete was good. I felt like that was in the same vein as Grindhouse, which is where the fake trailer first came out for it.
Yeah.
So I liked Machete, but
Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance featured a superhero peeing fire.
Ooh.
So I'm looking forward to the Rubik's Cube movie.
Yeah. And then the other one was like that Endeavor, which they're the people that back, or they have a hand in UFC and the Miss America contests.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay.
Cool.
This will be a weird movie.
I'm going to expect that it is more of like we were talking about with the Tetris thing. It's going to be like a autobiographical of like people who either invented the Rubik's Cube or people who are like playing with the Rubik's Cube. And this news story that we were reading was talking about the fact that they're wanting to pump it out alongside a game show, which doesn't make any sense.
Like a Rubik's Cube game show?
Like a Rubik's Cube game show. Ooh. And the whole...
all that noise, but she doesn't want to be on camera.
The whole thing is they're hoping it pumps out Rubik's Cubes like the Queen's Gambit helped promote chess recently. So, I don't know. I'm kind of uneasy about these ideas of like board games are becoming movies. The only thing that makes sense is like an animated Candyland. That's it.
I want a Candyland. I don't even want an anime. I want like a CGI. Like put like some real human kids in there.
I'm thinking like that's DreamWorks' next big property after like Despicable Me and all that kind of stuff.
But I want like a CGI Mr. Mint.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. Also, Chutes and Ladders, where you're like also trapped like in that cube thing, and you don't know if you need to climb up a ladder or if you walk in the wrong space, you're gonna drop down a chute.
That's terrifying.
Mixed with like maybe having to cut off your body parts and limbs and stuff. That would be awesome.
So our next news story.
Next one is Alita.
Yeah, so there's unconfirmed because the Disney has not said anything. Disney owns Fox now. Fox is the ones who produced the first Alita. So unconfirmed, Disney's not said anything about producing a Alita sequel yet, but there is one that is being talked about, at least by Robert Rodriguez through an interview that he did. He was asked about the potential for an Alita sequel, a follow-up, and it was with Forbes. And to which I'll go ahead and give you the quote that he gave real quick. He said, "I think anything is possible. Disney bought Fox. They have Disney Plus, so that is worth the conversation. I know other people would love to see another and I would love to do another one. As far as where it would go or how it would be made, I think streaming has opened up many opportunities such as sequels. It's already a pre-sold concept. It's already got a built-in audience that wants to see it,
Yep.
and then it's delivered to them in a way that's the easiest for them to consume. So it's not a bad idea.
I believe Alita is one of those movies that, like, it is painfully sad that we have not gotten a sequel yet, or any kind of an official word that a sequel's being done. That is a movie that is one of the most deserving movies of a sequel I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, so that's one of those that that I hold up like in high regards from 2019. It was like one of my favorite movies of that year. And alongside like Man from U.N.C.L.E., it's one of those movies that I like go to bat for, saying like I need a sequel to this. The thing with Alita is it's kind of visualized as one of those movies that you see every so often that are like high concept sci-fi CGI worlds and everything. Think of like a Cloud Atlas, Jupiter Ascending type movie. So it's typically expected when you see that, like, that movie's probably not going to do so well. It did pretty decent. I don't know if it didn't do enough for them to immediately go, all right, greenlight a sequel just like that. It didn't turn a big enough profit. It did turn a profit, but kind of a small one.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us to get a sequel is kind of a big deal. Obviously, you have the situation where Disney bought Fox too, and that kind of probably threw any and all wrenches into potential sequel plans for pre-made Fox properties, except for Deadpool.
I'm just hoping that's one of those that Disney recognizes how good it was, and that like fans are like, give us a sequel. We might need to like start a hashtag like release the Snyder Cut, release the Alita sequel.
Yeah. That would be something I'd like to see, but Forbes this article went on to say like, hey, there's a lot of things that happened with Alita in terms of all the whole process they had to go through for years and years to actually get that thing off the ground, that a sequel won't have to go through now that there's already been an established Alita project before it.
Yep.
But see, mostly they're looking at potentially. I think the idea is if it goes to like Disney Plus, you can get a sequel, but maybe you also could spin it off into its own series as well. In which case, Disney Plus is familiar with Robert Rodriguez's work in terms of series because he's currently working on the Book of Boba Fett over on the Star Wars side, as well as having done that, directed that episode of The Mandalorian with Boba Fett in it.
Which that was a great episode.
So maybe they're looking at doing a series where they use that stagecraft or the screencraft technology, otherwise known as the volume within, the nickname that they've given it for Mandalorian. Maybe they use that for Alita sequel to kind of help the budget stay low. So I don't know. Here's the thing. I want this. I would love to see this. Is it going to happen? We don't know. But I want it. So there that is. Do with that what you will.
Yeah. Trying to look up some stuff real quick. So I'm eager for it, anxious. I want to see a sequel to Alita. Let's talk about 2020 as a whole.
Pass.
It was a hole. It's a hole.
It was a hole.
It was a hole.
It was a hole.
Not this hole, but a hole.
2020 was a hole.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if everything. Okay, that's what I thought. Anyways, moving on.
Great. That was a good bit right there that you just did.
I know.
Fantastic.
That's me trying to figure something out on live stream.
Out loud. Okay.
Absolutely.
In 2021, we turn up the professionalism to 11.
So Camshaft just realized is it Camshaft? Yeah. There's two Daniel Costs in the chat.
Danny?
There's a Danny and a Daniel. There's a professional one in there.
Oh. There's Instagram Danny Cost, and then there's LinkedIn Daniel Cost.
Yes.
That's what's happening in the chat right now.
I love it. A whole what?
A-hole.
So
A-hole.
typically we would go through our list of our favorite movies from the past year.
All of them.
It was Sonic the Hedgehog. That's it. Good night, everybody.
So yeah, usually there's we would release a video that is specifically a top 10 of our 2020 movies. We would each go through and do a individual top 10 list of the movies that we've seen. But since I've seen 10 movies last year, I don't really feel like trying to organize those 10 specific. No, I've seen, I think I saw 17 movies. And that's kind of the big issue here is you've seen slightly more of the 2020 releases than I have. But as a whole, we have not seen enough to warrant, I feel like, being able to do a proper top 10 list.
Basically what we're saying is we're not going to give 2020 the pleasure of having one whole video on our channel about it. So let's just quickly go through what we would say our top 10 of 2020 is right now.
Of the movies we've seen. Now, keep in mind, there's some maybe awards fair or indie projects that we haven't seen that a lot of people have and are talking about.
Vernon said he's taking his donation back if Sonic was number one.
I promise you that Sonic is not the number one movie for both of us.
It might actually be on the list still, but
it's still unfortunately going to be on the list somewhere. Is it? Did it? I think it actually did crack my top 10.
Yeah, but it's not number one.
But it's not number one. But yeah. Yeah, it's number 9 for me. Anyway, there's a grouping of movies. There's so much more that we could have seen. We didn't see Mank. We didn't see
Enola Holmes, The Five Bloods.
Yeah, we haven't seen The Five Bloods. There's a lot of movies that came out this year that we just didn't. As odd as it is to believe, we didn't have the time to watch or what have you, based on what was going on in our world this entire freaking year.
Yeah.
So
which happens. I mean, even the past couple of years, especially as we've started running this channel, there's been movies that we just didn't catch on the first run, especially when you start talking about more of your art house movies. Absolutely have nothing against them, just it might be either they weren't playing at the right time. Keep in mind that both of us still kind of have to work full time, so it's kind of hard hitting some of these movies.
Some of us are trying to work full time and
full time, and then also running a YouTube channel. I mean, not complaining at all whatsoever. I absolutely love that this is my life right now, but there's also times where I can't go grocery shopping. I mean, that's just the life you live, and so be it. So some of these movies we just weren't able to catch.
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes it might be like a rough day, and when I come home after a rough day and I want to relax and watch a movie, I'm probably not going to throw on Mank. I'm probably going to throw on a movie that I'm used to seeing over and over and over again, and I'll be like, yeah, I just need to cool, relax, and enjoy my twisted tea.
Yeah. Vernon asks, would the election count as a cinematic event?
Absolutely.
Yes, it would, but that did not crack my top 20. I don't want to revisit that one.
Yeah, let's not watch that one again.
I don't want to revisit a lot of the cinematic events from 2020.
Yeah.
Anyway, how'd you want to do this? You just want to roll through real quick and just drop hey, these are movies I have on the list.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, because this is not the list I would have expected to have when we started last year, but it is the list we ended up with.
Yeah. If you want to, if there's any of them you want to say something briefly about why it's at the position, because I know some of these on both of our lists, there's going to be some we might have to justify why it's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to say something about that, but yeah, I'm eager to get to the channel changes and stuff. So
yeah, for sure. And
so stay tuned, because again, we're going to be talking about what's coming on this channel for the next year
after this segment.
Phrasing.
After this segment.
Sure. What you said.
Number one for me is...
You're going to start with number one?
Yeah.
Wow. Just
no.
Cut straight to the quick.
There's a reason for this. Number one is technically Hamilton for me, because that's the one I've actually watched over and over and over again since its release this year.
Yeah.
On Disney Plus. I'm not actually counting that as part of my real top 10 just because
It's in a gray area.
It's up in the air as to whether we do call it fully a movie. It's technically a movie, but it's also it's also more like a Fathom event.
Yeah.
So either way, it was my most watched piece of cinematic motion picture length
I would also
content.
go. It was supposed to be in a theater.
It was supposed to be in
originally,
a theater too, yeah.
So I mean, technically,
So, but I really enjoyed it. I watched it multiple times. That's why I have it technically there. I'll actually start with number 10 though. Yeah, see, Malcolm said Hamilton's totally a movie. Yeah, it technically is a movie.
mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna start that again. I remember this happening before.
It's coming back. Strobe lights. Don't stop. Sounds like your cat's throwing up. Stop. Nobody said actually do
So,
the sound.
Did we remember like what was causing that before? Was it like the battery is almost dead, or it's
There's
not
no
plugged in
batteries.
right?
There's no batteries in it. It's just like a short in the cord. I think it's fine. If it does it again, I'll
Throw a battery in there.
yeah, maybe I'll do something with it. But
If that happens again, you people are getting party Robert. I'm just saying. You want to find out what that is?
no, I would recommend turning off the stream immediately if that happens.
Party Robert's gonna be like how I started the that ranking the drafting thing over on C2A.
Right. The cat is hungry. Yes, the cat is the one that's messing with the light.
Yeah.
Dang it, Lola.
Feed me.
She's actually being very quiet on the couch now, which is good.
She on the couch? Oh.
Yeah. So let me start with number 10 here before everything falls apart. Dope. Stop. Sounds terrible.
That's got to be great. Also, if the audio is not in sync.
Right?
Party Robert. That's right. Just throw a battery on it.
No.
Okay, so we updated our stream software that we use. We didn't update the lights at all. This is the same lights that we've been using.
We shouldn't have to. The light shouldn't be falling apart.
Yeah. Oh, you know how it is. Lights fall apart, people fall apart, brothers fall apart.
Cats and dogs live together. Mass hysteria.
Mass hysteria.
Anyway. Cool. So we'll start here again.
Camshaft is all about the party, Robert.
At number 10.
Can we? Are we allowed to continue?
Cool. At number 10, I've got Bill and Ted Face the Music.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. I don't really have much to say on it other than I watched the first two Bill and Ted movies for the first time right before watching it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already wrapped up in the universe, all fresh and new. So I actually really enjoyed it, but I don't want to spend forever on it. Do we want to go back and forth, or are we doing the whole 10?
Well, yeah.
I started at number 10.
We'll do it 10. What's funny, here's the thing. Number 10 for me is also Bill and Ted Face the Music.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Good movie. Number 9 is where I have Sonic.
That's also where I have Sonic.
Look at this. This is easy.
Yeah, I
Roll.
like this.
Nice and smooth.
I have a feeling some of this is going to change.
This is the most smooth thing I've had in a year. Awesome. Never mind.
What a perfect time for the light to go out again. This is fantastic.
I don't know if the batteries are actually charged up.
Well, put it in. Just stick it in and confuse it.
Would you stop doing that?
Anyways.
God. Yeah, I don't.
I'm trying to see like on the playback here because I know there's a delay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm trying to see like how does it. You know, here's the thing. Actually, it doesn't look that bad when the light turns out.
No, but if it just starts not working completely, I'm gonna
Just leave it.
I'm gonna take.
because I don't look that bad with it off.
Let me finish the sentence. Jeez, if it stops working properly again, I'll probably just take the other light and move it to the center, and we'll just light ourselves with one light.
Okay.
Look, whenever you're trying to become like a professional on anything, it takes going through the fire of just technology and equipment not working for you to really learn the ins and outs of how to do this stuff.
Camp Shaft says this would be a good time to feed the cat, Chris.
Right?
Stick it in and confuse it goes down as one of the worst pickup lines ever.
I do not approve.
Anyways, so you were saying Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that was at number 9.
Okay.
I honestly, again, I believe in a year that didn't have a pandemic, Sonic the Hedgehog wouldn't have been anywhere near the top 10. In a year in a year during a pandemic where I still was able to watch more movies than I did, Sonic the Hedgehog would not be anywhere near the top 10. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I wouldn't have actually expected it to ever be a top 10 movie for this year.
Yeah.
Number 8, I put Palm Springs.
All right, here's where we're about to differ.
Yeah. So I actually really enjoyed it. I did. Which is why it's on the top 10. I feel like it's one of those like, explain why it's so bad on your list. No, it's good on my list. It's in the top 10. Honestly, everything else that's not in the top 10, I either barely enjoyed or didn't enjoy at all. So there you have it. If it's on the top 10 list, I enjoyed it. Palm Springs, I thought was a fun, cute little movie in the vein of like the Groundhog Day, the repeating day thing. It was a little fun bout with Andy Samberg. So
yep. My number 8 is Borat. Borat 2 was it was so good.
the movie was ridiculous.
Again, this was a movie that came out of nowhere. We had no idea this movie was actually being made. And all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh yeah, this movie's coming out!" Like in weeks. Like it was like it went from being announced to like a month later, it was out. And the amount of production value, the story, everything that they did with that, it's phenomenal. And the movie ranks. I would say that not only is it because I actually honestly believe it was a good movie, I have to rank it like pretty high on my list of all movies from 2020. I have to rank it pretty high because of that production of it, for the fact that it did have to go through all of that secrecy and no one knew it was being made. That is fantastic. That is so good. So thumbs up on the production for that. I am a person who admires the behind the scenes as well as the actual story and the acting on top of it. So yeah, Borat.
Borat's one of the few movies that Wonder Woman 84 beat for me. So
yeah.
So number whatever I'm on now, 7. Yeah, 7. Number 7. I put An American Pickle because again, that was just a delightful little movie.
You know what? I also got my pickle at the same place.
You're just on a roll tonight.
What? It's a movie about a pickle.
I was getting real old. It's getting real old.
And that's awesome. Anyways, American Pickle, I got it at the same place. It was a good movie.
Might honestly just keep happening for the rest of the stream.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You know what? The audio's off. The light turns off every once in a while. You know, I might disappear out of the chair. Who knows?
For the audio listeners, Chris just crossed the fingers on both of his hands. Still gonna see in joke. Number 6, I put Onward. The one of 2 Pixar movies that made the top 10 list. Go figure.
Yeah.
I'll give y'all a big guess as to what the other one is.
Well, there's only 2 that came out technically this year. So.
Oh man, if you don't get it right, jeez. It's a good one because the story was very touching. Honestly, it had some really good make you tear up moments, which Pixar is known for. And so when a movie is able to hit you on that emotional string level and everything, it hits the top 10 list. It's got to. Put it at number 6. Number 6, yeah. Put it at number 6 though, because there's a bunch of movies still that I put over it, because that's how list ranking works.
Yep. This is so much fun.
No, it's not.
So apparently it's my turn to go. Those of y'all that get that joke, that is a good joke right there. My number 6 is The Way Back. Not only did I feel like this was a good movie, I also felt it good enough to inspire the facial hair that has been gracing my visage ever since it came out, and has been on my face throughout the rest of this year. And while the lighting is just getting really weird while we do this, it really was like The Way Back was a good movie, but for some reason, just seeing Ben Affleck with that facial hair, I was like, I want that. I want that facial hair on my face. I feel like it's gonna look good.
Oh, that's awful, and I hate it.
Yeah, you're gonna be dark. I'm actually, like I said, I'm still lit pretty well on this, but Cam Chef says, "Damn that movie." # facial hair. That was some good facial hair, though. You gotta admit, like, if I was ranking facial hair in movies, that would be probably like pretty high up there. Yeah, no, you need to just keep it back on you. Oh, you're gonna grab one of those? Okay. Oh, so fun changes on there. Yeah, I like The Way Back. I thought that was a really good movie. Highly recommend that. Wasn't that Way Back wasn't that done by what's his name? The same director that did Miracle and Warrior. That's right. Yes. I can't remember his name off the top of my head real quick. Gavin O'Connor. That's right. That's why we would be a really good team in some movie trivia thing. Yeah, that's my number 6.
I don't know if that helps anything, but nope, not at all. Actually, you know what will help?
Just point that back at you.
No,
you were fine with
up,
it. Point.
It.
Oh, okay. PC says, "Shave, you hippies."
I am shaved.
Chris has recently been to Cancun. # tanned. Here's the thing, like you definitely got like our mom's like genes as far as skin tone goes, because you are always rocking a nice tan. I am pale as all get out. Yeah. Like there is nothing I can do to make myself look nice and tan. Even if I go and get like a fake tan, it's like painfully obvious it's a fake tan.
Yeah.
The sun looks at me and I burn.
Pretty much, yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's at least a little better.
You're number 5.
Number 5 is not New Mutants, even though I'm doing my Demon Bear voice.
Yeah.
Hey, Demon Bear here. My number 5 is Bad Boys for Life.
Oh. I don't even think that popped up on one. Yeah, that didn't even pop up on
Do you remember that came out last year? I know
the
year was so long.
I do remember it just because it was that was weird. Just because that was the highest grossing movie of the entire year.
I mean, yeah, it's the biggest movie. It's the last like really big movie that made any money in the box office. So
yeah,
Josh McCouga is somewhere like just ecstatic about that. But yeah. No, Bad Boys for Life hit number 5. It is my favorite of the Bad Boys trilogy. So I think they actually did a pretty good job. Very rarely do you see movies come back after like decades or years or whatever and be able to pull off a third movie or a sequel of some sort. Very few franchises have been able to do that successfully. I feel like they were able to do it successfully. They did it exactly. It just felt like just a continuation of the first two, and felt like it belonged in the same like canon, the same style and everything. Just sans Michael Bay.
Yeah. There was definitely some changes in that. Like you could definitely tell in some cases that Michael Bay didn't really have a hand in the directing of this. But for the most part, it was like, welcome back, Cotter. I guess. Welcome back to the Bad Boys universe, and I was happy to be there. I enjoyed it. It's not in my top 10, unfortunately, but I was glad to be back because I do like the Bad Boys.
Shame.
Yeah. My number 5 is going to be The King of Staten Island. This was a fantastic movie. If you're only familiar with Pete Davidson because of SNL, or like maybe you've caught like a little bit of a stand-up on YouTube, watch this movie and you will be a die-hard Pete Davidson fan. He is so good in this. And yeah, this movie is like semi-autobiographical, kind of like Honey Boy for Shia LaBeouf or 8 Mile for Eminem. but it's such a good movie. It is a Judd Apatow movie, which means it's like 2.5 hours long, and there's a lot of like comedy set pieces. Generally, the way that Judd Apatow movies work is it's comedy set pieces based around like a group of friends kind of like having a small bit of banter that really doesn't contribute to the story at all, but it's just a little fun banter. That's fantastic, Vernon. Thank you.
Vernon made another donation. I mean, you guys just saw on the screen there. Buy a darn light.
Buy a darn light.
Buy a darn light.
But yeah, I liked King of Staten Island. It was a lot of fun to watch. I can't wait to watch it again. It's gonna wait a little bit because I just watched it like the other night, but I highly recommend it. To those of y'all who haven't seen it, it was good.
Yeah, it might be one I need to check out here pretty soon. Thank you so much for that donation, Vernon. That is huge.
Absolutely.
Just to add on to what you've already donated, man, we're very grateful. Thank you so much. Let me go to number 4. Number 4, I actually have Tenet.
God, why?
Never
mind. You don't have to.
The computer screen just blinked, so if it's not the light, it's the computer.
You know, at this point.
Awesome. As long as we're still on, which we are, because I'm seeing my computer. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're good. Anyway, yeah. So I have Tenet at number 4. I did enjoy it. I actually can't wait to watch it again because while I did enjoy it, I also didn't necessarily hear all the dialogue that happened in the movie. I was able to follow along because I was still paying attention to the action and what was happening in the movie. Mm-hmm. Got the gist of it. And then definitely did a little bit of reading on the back end, which normally I understand, like, you don't want to have to do reading on the back end of the movie you just watched in order to like it. But for this one, I was okay with that. I'm okay with that idea. Just because, one, I am a Christopher Nolan fan, like pretty much all of his movies, to be honest. And I understand the way he operates, the way he directs the movie. So that one I am, though, eager to rewatch as soon as possible, just because I want to be able to play it where I can hear everything that everyone is saying, and if I can't, then I'll put on subtitles and can control that aspect in some sort. Otherwise, from just having watched it the first time, it is a Christopher Nolan. It's another one of his like highbrow movies that you need to like go into and really pay attention to understand kind of what's going on. I enjoyed it though. I thought it was great.
Yeah. So let's see, where were we on 5? So my 4 and 3, you've already mentioned it. My 4 is Onward. Good Pixar movie. My 3 is Palm Springs because I really like that Groundhog Day, day after day concept. I like it so much. I'm even a big fan of the TV movie 1201. Yeah, I like 1201 was a good movie, even though it was made for TV and stars Jonathan Silverman from Weekend at Bernie's. But I thought it was pretty decent. Not as funny, but it had a really good concept for it as well. So.
This would be the part where I do the little Bernie dance, but I'm definitely sure I would throw myself out badly doing that.
Anyways, that's my was it 4 and 3?
Yep. And my number 3 is The Way Back, which you had already mentioned also.
Yep. He didn't like it enough to grow a beard.
Liking that movie has nothing to do with whether or not I grow a beard. Anyway, yeah, I really enjoyed it. Another good sports movie. I like those biographical sports type movies that tell a good story about an individual or how somebody coaches a team back to winning, or how, in this case, somebody corrects their life and gets back on the right track while dealing with various issues. And it felt like a really good like passion project for Ben Affleck and kind of the stuff that he's been going through in his personal life. So yeah. Moving on to number 2, I have Soul. Soul I put as my number 2 movie of the year. Coming in real quick at the end of the year. This is one of those I think, like when the pandemic started happening and we started seeing movies get pushed back. Ooh, are we going to be able to get it this year? Because that was supposed to come out in the summer, but then got pushed to Christmas, and then it was like, is Disney still going to release this somehow? Ended up putting it on Disney Plus on Christmas Day. So one of the 2 great movies we got to enjoy on Christmas Day.
What, did you say 2 great movies?
Excuse me. One of the 2 movies we got to enjoy on Christmas Day.
One of the great movies that we got. The other one, not so much great.
The great movie we got to enjoy on Christmas Day.
That's better.
One of 2 movies, the great one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was like a nice, like, compact little Pixar tale, the normal what you expect from Pixar with like the emotional strings and everything. Really hit home as a creative type to really make sure you're pushing forward on what it is you want to do, even if it feels like everything is up against you.
Yeah.
It really hits home for me right now. Just try to enjoy life, even if your neck is constantly in pain. You got the neck pain from that movie?
Yeah. So real quick, I'll piggyback. That's my number 2 also.
Yeah.
For me personally, it connects because I am someone who's constantly living with depression and just struggling to make it through and finding the urge to get out of my funk and just do something. And as Cinefanatics continues to grow, which we're about to touch upon here in a little bit, it's something like that is going to help feed my need to continue to push on. Soul is definitely, I believe this could potentially be one of those movies as I get like my room and my cave set up the way I want. I may have this like on a TV in the back that like I can play while working on stuff, while trying to develop stuff. So
Yeah.
I can maybe take a pause if I get mentally blocked by what I'm working on, or if I don't feel like looking at work right now. I could just turn the chair, look at Soul, and be like, I do like life, and then turn right around and continue working again.
I like movies like that.
Yeah, I absolutely, and I want like a list of movies like that give you that push. I like movies and music that do that to me. So this is a movie I feel like is right up there that would actually do that.
Yeah, it's gonna fall in the same kind of list of movies for me too, where you'll also find, say, like La La Land and Moneyball, where you'll find those 2 movies also. Movies I consider like inspirational that help you through like general life circumstances or being creative, or just if you're up against like the odds, a big deal in your life that you have to push through, kind of a thing.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm kind of a big deal. Just felt like quoting Anchorman all of a sudden.
You know I don't speak Spanish. And then number 1 for me, I don't know if I don't know if this would have ended up as my number 1, if we had gotten the year as we normally would have. I'm kind of surprised it ended up here. And Malcolm's right. It's Wonder Woman 84. I've been hiding it this entire time. I'm just kidding. That is still number 11.
We're not on StreamYard. I can't take you off screen.
Nope.
I mean, technically I could, but
yeah, but it's a hassle.
no, it's not actually.
Stop. No time for that. Really? You're really gonna do it?
Anyways, I just wanted to see if I could. You were saying
my number 1 movie that I put on the list for this year is The Gentleman.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys would have expected that to hit the list. I don't know if I would have expected that to hit the list. I really enjoyed it. I'm finding that, like, for the most part, I enjoy a lot of Guy Ritchie. Well, yeah, Andre says, "Ew, it's at number 11 on your list." Well, if you heard everything else that comes after it, you'd understand. Yeah, but no, Gentleman's number 1 on the list. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I think, Guy Ritchie hits the spot with me now for a few times. Between that, like, Man from U.N.C.L.E. I do like the Sherlock movies, though I have to admit, I don't think I've ever stayed completely awake all the way through a single Sherlock movie. Anytime I've watched it, I still, as odd as it is to say, I still do enjoy them. It's just that I've unfortunately decided to watch them during times when I'm tired.
Yeah.
Which is not a good idea because some of the dialogue and pacing kind of hits me wrong.
The colors on it are very muted.
Yeah.
It's very gray and green tone.
I do like them, but anyway, it makes me, with Gentleman being number 1 here and just how high I do hold Man from U.N.C.L.E., it makes me want to kind of go back and revisit some of Guy Ritchie's filmography, some of his other stuff. Like I want to go back and watch Rock and Rolla again. I saw that before and just I don't remember much from it, so it makes me want to go back and like watch a lot of his stuff. And
Like Aladdin.
I like Aladdin. I do. It's on the high end of okay for me. Anyway, that's beside the point. The Gentleman featuring Matthew McConaughey and Tom Dagnino. I mean Colin Farrell. Sorry.
That actually did look like Tom Dagnino.
He was very Tom Dagnino in that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's really good. A nice little kind of a twisty caper of sorts.
Yeah.
Highly recommend anybody who hasn't seen it, give it a watch.
My number one is this was gonna be interesting because it technically was first released at the end of 2019, but its wide release was 2020.
This is really your number one?
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
All right, well,
my number one is Color Out of Space.
Thought you were gonna say 1917.
No,
I'm just kidding. 1917.
Color Out of Space was so good, but again, I'm a person who I thoroughly enjoy my like body horror movies, like Cronenberg. This is Richard Stanley, who has been out of the directing limelight for quite a while. This is him coming back, doing an H.P. Lovecraft movie, and it's so good. It stars Nicolas Cage, which is awesome because he's not Nicolas Cage in it at all. If you watched Mandy, that was definitely like on point Nicolas Cage. This is completely different, and he was still really good. It also stars a certain fine young tenderoni from the movie Trivia Schmodown as Nicolas Cage's son. I thought Brendan Meyer did a fantastic job in this movie as well, but also this movie has Chong in it. It has Tommy Chong, and it's how a movie stars Tommy Chong is in my number one, I don't know, but this movie is so good. The ambiance of the movie, like the effects,
is why Tommy Chong stars in it.
Yeah, hey man, it's a great movie. But yeah, that was such a good movie. If you're a fan of Cronenberg's, especially like Cronenberg's like 80s, like Scanners, Videodrome, The Fly, stuff like that, with maybe like a little hint of a little trippiness to it, I highly recommend this movie. It is so good. He'll not watch it, but he knows he'll not watch it.
Yeah, no, I always like read up on things. I'm like, no, I don't want to see that happen to a llama.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's interesting that hit your number one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I like, the diversity of what actually hit our number ones from this year, despite the year being kind of crazy. You still got a movie in there that nobody would have predicted to be your number one, and I still got a movie that I don't know if anybody would have predicted, including myself, to be my number one. Again, in a world where we didn't have a pandemic, I wonder what the top 10 list would have been, but maybe that can be saved for what if. Ooh.
Yeah. So here's the thing: we might have to revisit like the list like at the end of 2021 and be like, okay, here's our top 10 of 2021. Here's also what technically could have been our top 10 of 2020.
Theoretically,
had these movies that were gonna end up in our top of 2021 been actually released in 20. Like I'm almost certain that like Fast and Furious 9 probably would have maybe gotten in there because those movies, they're just fun.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun to watch, so that might have actually cracked my top 10 this year.
I think
had
so too.
it been released.
So if anybody asks us, because usually around this time of year we also do the top movies to look forward to in the current year, and we did it last year. The top movies to look forward to in 2020. So if you want to know what we think our top movies to look forward to in 2021 is, go back and watch that video.
Yeah, just go back and watch the top 10 of 2020.
Give or take a few movies that actually turned out to be fart bombs. 10184. You'll find that most of those movies still ring true for 2021, give or take.
Yeah. So speaking of which, let's move into actual channel news. So here's where we're gonna get a little personal. This is some what we're changing here on the Cinefanatics channel.
Yep.
And the first thing I want to do is like we're gonna talk about stuff that we're adding and like stuff we're all on fire for. I think before we talk about what we're adding, we need to talk about what's being removed.
Yes, there is something being removed from the channel. Maybe some of you might be able to predict this. It is with heavy hearts that we are not going to be doing a show about or reacting to the Schmodown this season. Multiple reasons for that. There's going to be a lot of work behind it, and based on, say, like the analytics for how much it was getting viewed in terms of the other content that we're wanting to produce and do for this channel, it just wasn't hitting what we want it to be and what we need it to be for this channel. I know that a lot of people probably can understand some of the catalysts for what made this decision happen, but kind of leave it somewhat at that. It's not that we're not going to be talking about the Schmodown at all.
Oh, we're both like still major fans of the Schmodown.
Yeah, because keep in mind we're still going to be watching it. We're still going to be following absolutely everything because War has us so invested and so interested. But just the amount of what's coming for us and what we're wanting to do is going to have to take precedence over being able to produce that show and what that show has been able to do for our channel. So for this season, we will not be doing reaction videos, live or otherwise, for the Schmodown.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like with like a lot of the other channels, I mean, a lot of them are Schmodown related content. C2A, call to action, a certain point of view, let's get ready to talk Schmodown. There's a whole slew of new ones that are coming out, and there's probably going to be a whole bunch more that are going to be starting up this next year as well. This channel is not a Schmodown channel. Unlike those channels that I just mentioned, they're all Schmodown focused. They were started solely because of the Schmodown.
Yeah.
This is not a Schmodown channel. This is a movie channel.
And the Schmodown took the bulk of our content for 2020 because of how movies and everything went with like the pandemic and everything. So, realizing that there's ways that we can grow the channel, that we're going to have to grow the channel, that we need to grow the channel, that are going to be movie related content that we really want to dive into and talk about and grow with. And so we're going to be moving in that direction a little bit more this year than, say, talking about the Schmodown. That's not to say, like, I mean, maybe we pop up on someone else's show every now and then, depending on what's actually happening within the Schmodown that we can talk about. So obviously you'll know about that whenever it happens because social media is a thing and we like to promote stuff on social media. So there is that. But PC sent a Streamlab on this. She said, will you be back? Tom and Liz interviews were fire. Yeah, I really enjoyed those interviews. Those were really good.
I love the Tom one is
And I would love to be able to have interviews like that again. As far as will we be back, at the very least, we're not going to be back this season.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of year ahead of us in 2021 for us to make any decisions later on down the road. But for now, this year will be sans a Schmodown show.
Yep.
So,
anyways.
Wanted to get the oh no negative kind of stuff out of the way first before we get into the positives of what is going to happen on this channel and the stuff that we are going to be doing.
So moving on to the positive side of this, kind of like what we said, unfortunately this whole past year, our content on this channel has been like a few like movie trailer reactions, a few reviews here and there. Some random stuff that has happened, like the Buttholes video or something like that. Yeah, I know that was a weird time to like throw that reference in.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I want to see on this channel that I see a lot of other channels that talk about movie content do, and unfortunately we haven't done it in this past year. And I felt like here's the thing. In all honesty, I feel like we probably could have started doing it. We just didn't. And that's where I feel like it's hurt our channel just a bit.
There's good reasons why, and there's not good reasons why.
Yeah. But I want to see this growth on this channel. So the very first thing that we're going to be implementing very soon is ranking videos. Going into like, hey, top 10 Tom Cruise movies, or hey, rank the MCU movies as they come out. We're going to start implementing that on this channel. This is a channel about movies.
Yep.
Let's talk about movies. Let's make sure y'all know, hey, we like movies, we watch movies. Let's show off like how much we like talking about movies. Let's start ranking them.
Yeah.
I feel like I sound like Sean Chandler at this point, because that's all he does is talk about movies way too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And ranking them. We're a fan of Sean Chandler. He's also here in Austin, and big props to him going to the Schmodown. But
yeah, so if you'll notice, maybe some of y'all watched our reviews for Soul and Wonder Woman 84. You'll notice that we are no longer flanked by just a picture of Joker behind us. We actually installed, is a nice proper word, an entire shelf filled with knickknacks and goodies and movies and whatnot. And
knickknacks and paddywhacks.
Knickknacks and paddywhacks. That is kind of the direction we're moving forward in. We're filling up the movie shelf behind us. We're going to be building out more or less the entire set over in that area, and I think you're going to end up doing pretty much everything from that area. It's going to start looking really good, and more like our living room is going to be pretty much just a complete studio at this point.
Just tell everyone that that's our living room.
Yeah.
What y'all don't realize is where we're sitting right now is our dining room.
Yeah, it's true. So that's what's going to end up happening. We're going to end up pumping out content on this channel that I believe is right up there with the type of content that most people look for when they're looking for movie-related content. It's the kind of content that we want to do. We want to talk about movies. You know, there's always the thing where someone asks you, what's your favorite this and that? We get to now share what our favorite this and that is, and we get to do so within the top 10 lists. On top of that, those lists will come complete with behind the scenes or extended content from it, because the way we're going to have to end up breaking it down essentially is we're going to be doing a top 10 list that the two of us kind of come together and agree upon. But that doesn't necessarily mean that everything on the list is going to be stuff that I actually feel about, because he's going to put horror movies on there that I'm probably not going to have on my list, and likewise I'm going to have some movies on my list that he wouldn't put on his list. That's where the Patreon comes into play. That's where you'll get to see kind of more of the extended stuff behind the scenes, like, okay, what would I have put on the list if the entire top 10 list was mine to create and to morph the way I want to. Curate, that's the word I was looking for. Same with you. There's going to be stuff on the Patreon that's kind of more relaxed, like, okay, well, this is also what I would have put on my list type stuff too. So that's going to be really good. We were talking before about what our first one coming out here pretty soon is.
Yes.
And I think that's we want to aim for it to be released next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow.
I'm thinking these are gonna be like fully produced shows, so it's not gonna be a live stream show. It's gonna be something that we film, and then I spend time editing and put together. I want some production quality behind it. I'm probably gonna start releasing these like on a Wednesday afternoon. Is when they'll be done and they'll go public. So that's where I'm kind of thinking, and I'm kind of I know our first one we're looking at, I'm gonna try to shoot for next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow. I'm hoping for it to be our first one, and it's actually funny enough. Our first one that we came up with is something that is pretty popular on Twitter right now, and that's ranking the streaming companies.
The streaming services and how they performed this entire
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, so we kind of want to stay on this track of talking about like what has happened in 2020 going on into 2021.
Yep.
Let's talk about how we would rank the streaming services because they've played very heavily in this past year, and I got some thoughts and opinions. I want to talk about them. Yeah, we'll start moving into other things besides like streaming companies. We'll start talking about more and more in depth of movies, like a particular actor's filmography, or like I said, a franchise, like ranking the MCU or Star Wars or something.
I mean, I think these things can even get like even more detailed on, say like, we dive into the MCU, we rank our top 10 favorite MCU cosmic characters or what have you as we get prepared.
We could have a field day with this.
As we get prepared for, say, like the Eternals. Maybe that's something that we end up doing.
Yeah.
So there's going to be all sorts of stuff. Literally, we're busting out content calendars. We're going to start organizing this stuff and having things come out, when stuff is premiering. So hopefully we can start pulling in some eyes on this channel and getting that promotion out there. I see Movie Fanobi dropped a super chat. Happy New Year, Adams v. Adams Productions. Let's hope you can grow and earn some retirement Blu-ray cash. You've got a long road, young Adams. I hope I do.
Yeah,
I hope I got a
I'm
long
hoping
road.
there's like some super like cool like type of movies, like it's expanded beyond Blu-ray quality by the time I retire.
Well, technically 4K is out right now, but
Yeah, but I mean, we're gonna be like, yeah, it's time for 64K.
we'll see. I know it's right around the corner for you, but I've got a while.
Yeah, thanks. And then also going back, PC donated $5. Which movie bar would you like to walk into? For me, Rick's in Casablanca.
I really like that one. Which movie bar?
So I'm
Cantina in Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. As long as you're not a droid, because they don't serve your kind there.
I'm not a droid.
Oh, fantastic!
I want some spotchka.
Then you can go. I'm kind of torn because there's the kid me and then there's the adult me. The adult me, let's go with the kid me first because the adult me makes all the sense in the world. The kid me wants to walk into Coyote Ugly. Like, that would be the bar I'd want to hang out and like.
The kid in you wants to walk into Coyote Ugly? Or the adult?
The 21-year-old in me wants to walk into.
The 13-year-old in you wants to walk into.
I mean, possibly, but you got to be 21 here in Texas to walk into one to begin with. And here's what's funny is we actually do have a Coyote Ugly here in Austin,
and they do serve water.
And they do serve you water.
Yeah.
But that would have been like, I remember when that movie came out, I'm like, hell yeah, I want to hang out at that bar. Like.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
young kids like, there's chicks dancing on the bar. I want to hang out
there. Yeah. I'll also disclaimer: I'm not a bar hop type of person. I don't necessarily like going to bars unless it's completely filled with schmodown competitors and friends, and that's where I want to go.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's always a fun time. The adult me, again, this is why it makes all the sense in the world. The adult me wants to go to the bar that's in The Shining. Yeah. As long as the bartender and the alcohol is actually real, I want to go there because I'm the only one there. Just leave me alone. It's just me hanging out with the bartender, just personal conversations aside, and just let me lose my mind. That would be cool. Pour me a glass of whiskey, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that would be my bars that I'd want to go to. So yeah, there's this ranking show that's going to be coming.
So the other thing that's going to premiere was it next week also?
Is that everything for the ranking show? We're going to do the Patreon, so anything that's not in our ranks you might find in our Patreon. Oh,
that's at the $10 tier.
That's at the 10. Yeah, let's touch upon that. It's at the $10 tier. So if you are at the $10 level, you will have access to those. And I briefly, like, we're talking about, like, there's other videos I want to do just for funsies to possibly throw out there. So if you're at the $10 tier, anything that's like exclusive videos, that's where it's going to pop up at. So $10 on up, you'll have access to those on Patreon. Extra
content, all of that stuff beyond just what the normal video is that premieres on YouTube is what you'll find at that $10 level on Patreon. So
Yeah. Cam Chef says A Clockwork Orange. That's a good one. With the milk Villa set. It's a milk bar that's the milk is filled with like kind of like a drug basically. It's alcoholic milk for all intents and purposes. I mean that's a good choice too. I'm not a big fan of milk, but
Let's get ready. Let's get ready, network. Let's get ready to talk Schmodown. Just showed up right after we made the announcement that we're not going to be talking Schmodown.
yeah. That's Shug. What's up, Shug?
What's up, Shug?
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So yeah, just real quick, Shug's here. You'll have one less Schmodown reaction channel to be competing with next year.
That's true.
So that's the big news from this. So yeah, we're doing ranking shows that will. My plan right now is to have those every Wednesday. So,
Those are just to make clear. I know you already mentioned it, but those are not going to be live. Those are going to be edited, produced, and pumped out as normal content. So
yeah, we're gonna be doing one a week. I know a lot of other channels crank out like ranking videos like constantly, but we're only 2 people and we got to work full-time jobs, so that's how they're gonna be pumped out.
So if you're not signed up on the Patreon yet,
yeah. Shug's like, what? Yeah, nope, no more Schmodown reactions. That's it.
go back and replay this part of the video.
Oh, you said replay.
Wah, wah.
So the next thing of shows that we're going to be adding to this channel will be another live stream.
Yes, this one will be a live stream that we will be doing once a week as the streams happen, or as the content that we are watching happens. Some of y'all may have noticed recently there was a Disney investors meeting.
Yeah.
Not even a meeting, a Disney investors stream that was done a few weeks back, in which case they dropped the news that there's going to be a butt ton of Marvel and Disney or Star Wars shows.
You got to do it in the proper metric measurement, so it's a metric butt ton.
A metric butt ton.
There you go.
Of Star Wars and Marvel shows, starting with WandaVision, which I believe premieres next week. Not this Friday, but next Friday.
Yep.
We will be doing a live stream show every Friday while one of those shows is going, talking about and reviewing the current episode that will be happening. This is going to be a show that will actually have a name to it. I believe that we're looking towards naming this as its own actual show, in which case as we are a movie channel, any show that is produced that is based in a very popular movie universe of some sort, say the MCU, Star Wars, there's an Alien show that will be coming down the line, I believe, for FX. I know Cobra Kai's already out. We have to go back and probably catch up on those since we didn't jump on the Cobra Kai train.
Watch out, Vernon. We're talking about Cobra Kai.
Yeah, potentially. Not promising that one anytime soon because there's a lot to catch up on there still.
Yeah.
But this show will revolve around these shows that are produced that are based heavily within a film continuity universe. We will be doing reviews for those potential shows. So that means even, say, like The Mandalorian's next season, we'll be touching on that. All 10 Star Wars shows, all 10 Marvel shows.
Yep.
All of these will be touched on this live review show that we'll be doing every Friday. So
as of right now, it's Friday. I don't know like some of these like Star Wars and MCU are all being done by Disney Plus. I don't know if they're going to keep to a Friday schedule or if like at one point one of these shows might wind up unfortunately on a Tuesday night. As if that is to change, and as that changes, we will change accordingly if need be. But as of right now, specifically because we only have WandaVision to go off of, WandaVision starts next Friday. We will be doing a live stream next Friday night, roughly like the 9 p.m. Central Time, so 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. I'm planning for like no more than an hour. Let's just break down the episode. These are going to be spoiler episodes, so we are going to talk about the entire show, that episode. We're going to talk about it, have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be like, come hang out. They're going to be live streamed. They're probably also going to be I'm thinking more of a StreamYard format, so that way we can bring in like the chat and stuff. So if you have your opinions, your thoughts, we can highlight them and be like, "Oh, I didn't think of that. That was a good point as well."
Yeah.
Or I didn't see that little Easter egg. That's kind of cool. Thank you for adding that to this chat.
Yeah, they'll at least start off in the StreamYard format for sure. Some of these may even include guests as we might get them. The format is open to having guests come on if there is a guest for that particular episode or that particular show that we want to bring on. But yeah, I know that at least next week, at least for sure, the two of us will be doing a review for the first episode of WandaVision. So that's how that's going to be. Malcolm says, "Are we going to do a Twilight TV series?" Probably not.
Yeah, no.
Probably not going to do Twilight TV series necessarily. This probably still is more in line with like major, like I know like Twilight's popular for a lot of people, but major like popular series that are gonna be like talked about through all different demographics and interest us. So
basically, like we're all a part of. Like I know most of, like, for right now, most of the community that we have here is a part of the Schmodown community as well. Everyone who's here watching this live stream right now are typically also fans of the Schmodown as well.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of that community does tend to hover around like the Star Wars, the MCU. I believe when this Alien show pops up on FX, we'll hear a lot of that. Same with like Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Cobra Kai is very popular in this community also. So that's why like we might need to catch up on Cobra Kai. I hear nothing but good things about it. I know there's a certain person in that show who's going to be a part of the Schmodown going into this next season.
Yeah.
We might need to catch up on this show just to stay informed. But yeah, so that's why it's going to stay primarily something that's around of the interests of this community. I don't hear a whole lot of people in this community really clamoring for a Twilight review. Just saying.
Yeah, should I set him up if you guys need a guest for it To Catch a Predator reaction show?
Well, just come over here and have a seat. Just take a seat.
You just take a seat.
Just have a seat.
No, don't worry about it. Just have a seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So those I'm eager to do. So as we get through like the MCU shows, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, all of these will start popping up as something that we're going to do reviews for. So we're no longer just Cinefanatics, but I mean, I feel like kind of like how we've talked about these shows on the tagline as well. They're kind of like cinema adjacent.
Yeah.
Especially a huge example is the MCU shows that now they've put those in such a place that you need to watch these MCU shows to be able to understand what's going to be happening next in the MCU. Like WandaVision has a direct connection to the next Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So therefore we might as well just watch it and talk about it as well. Mm-hmm. And we can also use these shows like as they talk about new things that are coming up. We might have like a bit like in a WandaVision episode at some point if they release more news about further MCU show news, we can briefly talk about that as well on those. So
I mean, it's a situation like as movies evolve and they turn into like TV series and expand into TV, so do the Cinefanatics and what they're reviewing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to that. I think that'll be a blast to have on this channel too. So.
Mm-hmm. And then the other thing, the other stuff adding to the channel. This one I don't have some of it I have an idea of what we're doing, but I don't necessarily want to talk about it yet. One of the things I like about other movie channels is a lot of these movie channels, and I hate to use the word gimmick.
The remainder of this announcement is announcing that we'll have another announcement.
That we'll have another announcement pretty soon. I hate the word gimmick, but I mean, YouTube is filled with like shows that have a very like come hither quality to it. For example, is it Screen Rant? Screen Rant has Pitch Meeting.
Yeah.
Screen Rant, typically their whole channel is all about ranking or like a little bit of like movie news, but the number one thing that really seems to be anchoring them down right now is the pitch meeting videos. And if you haven't watched pitch meeting, they're fantastic. I love pitch
Maybe
meeting.
need you to get all the way off our backs and go watch some of those.
Yeah, seriously. Well, let me hop off that thing and go watch those videos.
Yeah.
Should be super easy, barely an inconvenience. But that I want something like that for us. I want something that is going to cause people to come back and might provide a good chuckle or a little think or whatever. So that's what I'm developing, and I have an idea that could play pretty well in this in this realm of videos. So that's what I'm working on developing. I would call it like a little bit of a passion project right now.
Yeah.
So that's something that's going to be happening, and I'm going to be looking at cranking out the first one of these probably towards the end of this month. So that's what I'm shooting for. And then I know the other thing that we've talked about briefly, and we can go ahead and probably like talk about this. Even we need to hammer this out a little bit more, but going back and talking about or reviewing older movies.
Yeah.
I feel like that again. That's something that we're a movie channel. We need to be able to talk about these older movies. As we figure out the format for that, we want to be able to bring that in as well.
The thing on that is that we call ourselves the Cinefanatics, but you would be very surprised to find out that there's a lot of like classics or a lot of like big movies that a lot of people have seen like back in the day that either both of us or just me have not yet seen. So I've been kind of reserving watching some of those until more of a time that we can turn around and maybe like shoot like actual honest reviews on those older movies from the basis and standpoint of me seeing them for like the first time. So for instance, say you just watched Singing in the Rain not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe I have seen Singing in the Rain at all.
Watch that.
And so that's going to be one of those things where I will turn around and watch it, and then boom, we're going to do a review for Singing in the Rain. So that's kind of stuff I'm eager to get into too, because that starts expanding the library of movies that I haven't seen, and starts opening up all sorts of fun and interesting stuff that we can do on the channel too. So
I don't like where our chat is going.
Yeah. Guys, we're not doing a To Catch a Predator or anything. That's not going to happen on this channel.
Rachel says, I christened this chat with Off the Rails with Cinefanatics. No, it's not with us. It's adjacent.
No, you guys are doing that all on your own.
It's over here playing while we're over here doing our thing. Just be clear. Singing in the Rain watch along, that would be cool too. I might be down for that.
And that's the other thing too. I know we talked about this before, but like we are doing watch alongs still on the Patreon at the $5 tier. As time permits, we may be doing more watch alongs. Some of them not on Patreon. Some watch alongs will be Patreon exclusive, but others might actually happen on the channel, as we've done a couple of those before, just without the Patreon wall behind it. So we might do some more of those in the future too, as time permits.
And that's really a thing with it right now, is now we're starting to talk about like what time will allow us to do. I have like another couple of ideas of stuff I want to do, but right now I feel like we're putting enough on the plate right now. Let's see how this stuff does. If it performs well, if it's good content that we're able to crank out, and it starts working on this channel, we're seeing the numbers that we need to be seeing for it to proceed. I mean, this actually feels like a network TV thing. If we're not seeing the numbers, the show gets axed. So please help us. Show us the numbers.
Show me the numbers.
Yeah. If we're not seeing the numbers, then something gets axed and we create something else to replace it. I've got a couple of ideas. One I'm really interested in doing, like super interested in doing, if we have the ability, if time permits. So yeah, just that's in the back pocket. Just keep in mind, as far as growth for this channel, that's a lot of stuff is coming. So
yeah, and again, like it's all gauging upon what the workload will actually look like for us on all of this too. Again, like I'm also, personally speaking, going to be going into physical therapy and hopefully solving this issue that's been plaguing my neck with pain and my life with wobbly imbalance all the time. And hopefully I can get that stuff solved and taken care of.
You know, like that '90s, like was it '90s or was it 2000s that rap song? Let me see you wobble wobble. Let me see you shake it, shake it.
He also will no longer be allowed to talk on this channel anymore. Just kidding.
I like movies. Do you like movies? Oh, you can still hear me.
Yes.
Oh,
So that's when will we expect the Cinefanatic streaming service? When Screen Junkies brings Screen Junkies Plus back. That's when you can expect that.
that's a good joke right there. Sorry, Lon.
No. Anyway, that's what we got moving forward here. This is going to be a big year. I expect to get healthy so I can do more physically and be able to grow the stuff that I'm doing and what I'm a part of on this channel and outside of this channel that helps move this channel forward too. You're just looking at like buckling down, just diving headfirst into all sorts of nonsense. So
yeah, I got a lot of work on my plate, and I'm kind of eager to get to it. 2020 has shown me that we have not done enough on this channel, which in all honesty, a lot of this channel does rest on me because you're running your own video production. A part of your video production was that you have your ability to edit like Ben Goddard's video. That's a part of what you do,
just to try to get off of doing the grocery delivery and all that.
Yeah,
I don't want to be doing that no more.
Yeah. So, like a lot of stuff that you see coming through Cinefanatics typically is coming through me to develop and to produce and to have out there. So, yep, it's a lot of work. I'm eager to do it. I'm kissing goodbye to my social life. There really wasn't one to begin with, but I mean, let's just say,
yeah. Anyway, because that's one of the big thing is, you know, we looked at the growth that we had prior to 2020, and we've been on track. We've been doing pretty good, just based on doing like trailer reactions and movie reviews alone. That stuff has been growing us. A little bit of growth from Schmodown, just because the Schmodown community is so supportive.
Y'all got any more of them Joker trailer reactions?
Yeah.
That was so good.
Some more of those Joker trailer reactions, some more of those us movie reviews when we're the first one on YouTube to get a review out. Highlights of this channel's past.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of like really good growth. We were technically on track to hit 2,000 subscribers on this channel this last year until the pandemic hit, and they stopped releasing trailers for us to react to. So that kind of put a halt on a lot of our growth. And then there's a lot of stuff that we could have done, like we talked about, we could have done to try to keep that growth up that we just didn't move forward on, just because life for everybody in this world became super hectic and crazy and all that. We didn't necessarily adapt, so the channel didn't die, but in a theoretical standpoint, you adapt or die.
Basically, what we're trying to say is,
I doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
Sure. I don't know what you just did there, but okay.
Yeah, because we couldn't hear it on our end. It's the I doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion.
Gotcha.
Doesn't make sense if I play the sound clip and then I say it anyway.
Yes. So there's that side of things. Hold on a second.
Yep.
There's that side of things. I completely lost my train of thought because you did what you did. Okay, no. So we were on track to hit 2,000 this last year, but then everything halted because our bread making content wasn't able to be produced. Well, now we're
bread making content.
The trailer reactions.
Do you have your own sourdough starter?
Yep, just like everybody else in
Everyone
2020.
else does this year.
So hopefully this content that we're looking at producing here actually gets us back on track. I'm going to put this goal out here. I'm going to put it into the universe and let the people in the universe and everything do its thing. I want to see subscriber count get to 5,000 by the end of 2021. So what that means is we're going to be doing our part in creating content as much as possible, buckling down and working as hard as we can to do that. We would love it if you guys on your end just like and share everything that we put out.
Yeah. That sharing is a big one because that's essentially how that is a very direct way of getting the content out there. So when we post stuff like Twitter, share it. Just, hey, this is something that interests me. One of the things, like, to take it back a bit, I know we both have our individual YouTube channels that we have vlogged on before. I would like to get into that again, but I really want to focus more on Cinefanatics. So my personal YouTube channel might not be something I focus on
When
right now.
Cinefanatics succeeds, we have the freedom to go back to do some stuff that we want to do on those channels too.
Absolutely. But one of the things I always wanted to do on my channel was talk about and you've heard it so many times now, the 7.5 billion people in this world. If you're interested in something, then there's easily a lot of people that are also going to be interested in it. There's no way you're the only person interested. The way that you get those people interested is by sharing.
It's like Rule of 34, but for life.
Yeah, kind of. Wow, what a weird comparison.
Family channel. If you don't know what that is, don't look it up.
Don't Google it at work.
It's not safe for work.
Behind a VPN would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that. So I want to be able to still grow and everything, but
anyway, bunch of stuff there. So Vernon brings up, and you saw this and wanted to bring it up. Any interest in a trivia stream over on the Patreon? What tier do we have that at?
That is at the Maverick tier, the $25 tier.
At the $25 tier, we are going to start doing what I call like trivia hangouts, like trivia scrimmage sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be sessions where we will be bringing people in, and we're all just going to be hanging out and doing trivia together. I can't remember if we decided that that's going to be something. No, I don't think that's something that's going to be televised. I think that's just going to be like a private hangout session.
That might be if they actually start turning out pretty well.
If it's something that looks like it could be pushed, then maybe it's something that's just pushed for Patreon exclusive content.
Yeah, like we'll give it a shot. We'll see how these end up working. If there's like good banter, there's good trivia. If it turns into something that looks like people would be interested in kind of seeing, we may change that to where it starts becoming something that we're gonna sit there and record, and then we may release it.
The beautiful thing about running your own YouTube channel is that anything you produce or do, you can shapeshift any way you want later on if you decide to do so. So that's kind of what that ends up being.
Rachel, so we pay to get humiliated? Bring it on. I mean,
no, it's you pay to attempt to humiliate us.
Yeah,
but also like no, it's. The idea right now is that it would be like a private hangout session where we can just quiz each other and try to raise the education and knowledge of each other within trivia, because we may or may not have reasons to do that at some point in the future. Anyway,
the Discord is going to, like, the Discord as of right now, we're going to make changes to it. So some of these things, like, we'll probably put a channel in there about ranking videos, so y'all could suggest like ranking videos and like what would you want to see type of thing. You can put that in the Discord as well,
and that's the big thing is we want to push that Discord for sure, because that's where we want to start building the community out in as well. Here's the thing, the way we're at right now, we are open to so many different like suggestions. If there's like other Discords that you guys have been a part of also, and you're like, man, it'd be really cool if you guys had like this in the Discord and stuff, let us know, because what we have on Discord is kind of the bare bones of what I felt like would work right off the top of the bat.
It actually looks really nice.
It looks good,
but you've done a good job putting that together.
There's definitely some other stuff that I think that we can do with it, but I want to wait and see kind of how we're able to do this and how we're able to form this Discord together and what have you.
Yeah.
And then real quick, on that same note, there's something on the Discord, if you guys have jumped in there already and taken a look at it, that is kind of as a spoiler for other stuff that I've got planned.
Oh yeah.
But since we're doing a night full of announcements, I'll say this. I am currently working on graphics and everything I need to set up to start doing Twitch streaming on my onesie. I'm probably going to at first hang out around like the Nintendo world and just do like some Nintendo games and stuff. So people might end up calling me like a Nintendo streamer. If I ever happen to get my hands on a PS5, it's not like high up on the priority list right now, but if I do, then maybe I start doing some other stuff and become just a general variety streamer at that point.
You said like Nintendo streamer. Like, is that derogatory on Twitch right now? Like, oh my god, he just said Nintendo
No,
streamer.
it's people who stream Nintendo content. Would you shut up while
I
I'm
get
talking?
what that is, but it just sounds like you worded it like it's like looked down upon, like
No.
scorned.
Hush.
He's not doing Among Us.
Would
He's
you-
just doing Nintendo.
would- You hush. Yeah, so because I got a Switch recently, so that's what I'm gonna be working with.
Switch on Twitch.
Mute. Anyway, you really, I'm gonna punish you after this. Couldn't flip the can because it's open.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be twitching some stuff, twitching some streams, streaming some Twitch, at some point. So, get ready for that. Again, that's something that's kind of tentative in terms of how my physical therapy and stuff is gonna go, and how much time and motivation I can have to build that up and work on that. But, yeah. I'm working on some back end stuff because I want to come out of the gate looking professional and not just like everybody else who just pops up their webcam and goes, "Okay, I'm ready to Twitch." I actually want to come out looking like I kind of know what I'm doing, even if I don't. So,
well, doing this kind of helps.
doing this definitely helps, especially since we're actually going off of Streamlabs OBS, which is what I plan on using anyway. So,
PC, that actually is the very next thing we're getting to right now.
Yeah. So I wanted to pump that out there. If you look on the Discord, you'll see that there's some Twitch stuff on there already, which I haven't put anything into yet, but just be forewarned, that will become a thing here soon.
Yeah, so PC super chat at $5. Watch Some Like It Hot or The Apartment Classics where it's at. I definitely... Some Like It Hot is one of those, like, I do like Marilyn Monroe, and... that's one of those I definitely want to catch up on because it looks so good. It looks so classic. I want to watch that. The only thing I'm kind of torn apart by on some of these is I don't know if a watch along is really the way I want to first watch a movie. Like I know you did that with The Stuff.
But that's because that's a nothing movie.
Yeah, so The Stuff is a great movie to do a watch along with. But if you're actually intent on watching a movie like that just to watch the movie,
The Stuff didn't require you to like heavily pay attention to understand what was happening and what was going on.
Yeah, if you don't know exactly where the stuff is coming from or why the stuff is the stuff, no big deal.
Yeah. Whereas a lot of these other movies, even if they don't require heavy attention, you still want to give it to them because the movies themselves deserve, just at least for your first viewing, silent. Watch the movie.
Yeah.
Take it in.
Some Like It Hot because of the amount of comedic acting that is in that movie. I can tell just by looking at the cast list. I'm like, I want to hear this movie. I want to be able to absorb this movie, and I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good content if I'm watching a movie and we're like.
Yeah. So
that was funny.
That's not to say that we won't do watch-alongs for these movies. I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously some movies that I don't really want to do a watch along for, and those will be typically movies that you will watch with a guest of some sort, especially around the October time. But a lot of these movies, like, I'm never going to say no to doing a watch along to. It's just that our first viewing will probably not be in a watch along format.
Yeah.
So maybe watch them and then turn around and watch them again.
Possibly. So, that's it. That's the channel changes that we got coming for this year, y'all. A lot of new stuff, a lot of stuff I'm eager for y'all to see. Is this a drinking game? Like, how many times have we said y'all? Take a sip every time they say y'all. Ooh, you're just gone by now.
Hi, welcome to Texas.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff I want y'all to see. I want to know how y'all feel about it. So again, make sure you follow, subscribe, like the videos, share them, because again, that's a big part of this is sharing the videos. yeah, that's it.
Yeah, let's start building out that community. Pull people in, have them hop on the Discord at the $1 tier, or at the Patreon at the $1 tier, and they get into that Discord, and we start doing some crazy cool stuff with this channel and everything. So looking forward to all of that. That's why the Discord is actually titled the Method Living Universe, because Method Living is the name of the production company that I started, that Cinefanatics falls under, as well as, you know, my Twitch is going to fall under that too, which is why it's not just a Cinefanatics only Discord.
Yep. So eager to see this grow. Thank y'all for being here, especially for this stream, because this is the one that I really wanted people to be able to see, acknowledge, disseminate the knowledge that you have heard from this out into the interwebs.
The heck was that word?
I used a big word, I know, disseminate.
And how much did you
spread?
How much did you practice that in the mirror before you brought it to the
No,
stream?
actually, that one I was able to get right off the bat because I just know that word. Yeah. We'll do a grammar fanatics later, but yeah. Are you looking up to see if that was like properly said? Disseminate?
Yes.
Yes, it was. That one I don't have any problem with.
I'll be the judge of that.
Okay. Or the chat, just reassure him that I said that word properly, because, you know, it's my brother, so this is what I live with, literally. Anyways, yeah, hop on the Patreon, share the videos, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. It is Cinefanatics MLP on both.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. There's also Robert Adams MLP, Chris Adams MLP. Get those out there. Like, comment, share, I guess the tweets also.
Just everything. Just hang out on all the social medias and
do the YouTube things on the Twitters.
Just do all the things. All the things that you know to do, just to do the things.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. Yeah. Anything else to say?
God, you're awkward.
I know. I always end these awkwardly. You know, here's the thing. That's a staple of this channel. These are going to end awkwardly because that's how I end things. All right. Well, bye.
Yeah, so
see you later.
So that's going to be the tagline. No, guys, we want to thank you guys for hanging out, for donating. We put $100 as the goal, and it's well, it now says 280, but we know through Super Chat also that is blasted over 300. So thank you so much, guys. That's huge. That is huge. Yeah. Huge. We're very grateful. I know that's going to go a long way to help us do a lot of things and what have you. So I think that's a good way to start off this year. That's just a fantastic note to start this year off on. So thank you so much, guys. Again, look forward to WandaVision reviews, I believe, next week. Our first ranking video hopefully will be next week. So all that stuff coming down the pipe. Hop on that Patreon, hit all those different tiers, look at all the updates that have been done on Patreon, see if there's anything at a higher tier that feels valuable to you at the price we have them on there. And if you want to upgrade, cool. If you're not part of the Patreon yet, consider hopping on at least the $1.
Yeah, $1 gets you the Discord, and there's so much fun things we have planned for that Discord. So
$1 make us holler, honey boo boo. That's an actual. I think that was a quote that they did on Joel McHale did on the Soup.
After me about things I say.
I was quoting freaking something that Joel McHale did on the Soup and made fun of. So,
anyways, let's go ahead and end this episode. Thank y'all for being here for this episode tonight. We very, very much appreciate y'all being here. Y'all all have a wonderful night and play that music. Yeah, we can't hear it. But anyways, thank y'all for watching. Y'all all have a great night. We will see you again next Tuesday night where we have more. We'll talk about
hopefully that